What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 122 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex, and today we have the Champions League quarter-final, take 2. We got here last year. This is our attempt number 2 at this stage. It's Manchester City at home to start, followed by them away. This is a hard game, I think it's fair to say. We will be getting pretty much straight into this episode and into the game. Just 3 games, as you can see here, actually, since the last episode. We beat Gibraltar Lions twice. Once in the Premier Division, once in the Rock Cup. You can see we had 10,800 fans turn up for the home tie. A really good turnout there, unlike Gibraltar Lions with their terrible support, you know, the rivals. Just got nothing on the Apex. 1,900 fans turning up for them. I imagine more than half of them were, of course, our fans, because our fans are the greatest in Gibraltar. Anyway, the other game we played against Lincoln Red Imps, we scored 4. You can see the goal scorers here. And yeah, today really it's all about the Manchester City game. Of course, if you missed the last Champions League ties, you missed a belter. It was some good games against Lyon, particularly the first leg, winning 3-0, of course. And we're looking for more of the same today. In terms of the team, we need to sort it out right now. You'll notice Paul Smith still not 100% fit. I think he strained his back in the last game, so that was a little bit of a problem for us. But we've got some options and we've got some ways we can change it. You'll notice some players are currently being rested. That's to try and get them as close to full fitness as we can going into today's game. Going to be pretty key, I think, for us that, well, for the most part, our players stay fit. Anyway, looking on the bench, we've got some pretty nice options here. We've got Pereira, Paul Smith, Gilvan, Mora, Lamas, Palermo, Helic, Pereira. I mean, it's the usual suspects, really. Fiolos really the only change, but of course, this is the team that played the first and second games against Lyon. So they've proven themselves as a kind of Champions League squad. I mean, I look through this team. It's going to be a challenge for us, no doubt about it. But of course, we are going to be sticking with our new wider 4-2-3-1 formation. Hoping it can work wonders for us, really. It's going to be a tough challenge. Let's get into it. Manchester City, a team that we've played 4 times before, every time in the group stage, and we've struggled against them a lot. Now, you'll notice here, Manchester City, clear favourites. Mosca, of course, the top goal scorer. Hoping he can bang in some goals for us today. Looking at how they line up, they're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1. Interestingly enough, Will Milton playing at centre mid for them. The 30-year-old, a player who traditionally plays out wide, you can see he's described as a legendary winger, actually playing as centre mid for them today. That might, well, it seems a little bit strange. Who have they got a right mid? They've got, okay, well, now it makes sense why they've got him dropped inside. They've got some very good players that looks like they're going to be potentially playing with inside forwards. Looks like they've got quite an old squad looking at it, City. Lots of English players, though, which is nice. They've got Greenwood, Sharp, and then it looks like a few foreign players. They've got this guy, Essel, an Austrian winger. This it's a little bit better than our team, I think it's fair to say. They've got Paulo Hebler, or Helber. He looks quite good again. Pretty good shadow striker. I think we can see how they're going to approach this game. In goal, they've got Cam. I mean, where are their goalkeepers? I mean, this might be their weakness right here, their goalkeeper. David Cam looks questionable. Have they not got a goalkeeper, or what's happened? Okay, so Marcio's out injured. Unfortunately, he's only out for 6 to 9 more days with a broken hand, so he probably will be back for the next game. They've also got David Roberts, but it seems like the goalkeeper position really going to be perhaps where we can look to exploit them. Let's just have a quick look at their centre-backs. They've got Banner A, I guess that's how we'll go with his name. Iranian centre-back, looks pretty good with the ball at his feet as well, so that's got to be something to be scared of. But again, 32, a little bit old, and their other players are Augusto, Brazilian. Again, old, but very, very good. This is going to be a challenge. This is going to be such a tough game for us. Let's get into the game, however. Let's see what we can do here. I mean, honestly, it'd be a dream to reach the semi-finals, but to get this far for a second year in a row is good stuff. It's going to continue to enhance the reputation of Gibraltar, and truth be told, I'm pretty content with where we've got this year. If we go out to Manchester City, if we get spanked, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. They're a very good side, of course. On our day, I do feel like we can beat pretty much anyone. Maybe today can be one of those days for us. It's going to be a tough one. We'll see how we get on. Of course, at home, we want to try and keep a clean sheet for as long as possible just because away goals are such a crucial factor. Let's see what we can do here. Manchester City having the better of the earlier play, but actually, we're bringing the ball forward here. Bouchard tries to switch it to Fiolos. Intercepted, and now Sharp, who we identified as a threat, going through. Now with Greenwood, he hits it. Young, what a save. The rebound, though, in by Paulo Helbler, or Hebler. Is it Heisler? I feel like that's an L and a B as an S. That's probably wrong. I'm going to go with Helber. That doesn't sound right, though, but well, Manchester City, early dominance, early goal. It's not looking good, is it? It's not looking good. Part of me almost, I mean, this is very premature, but we've been bossed so early on in this game. Do I want to switch this drastically this early on? Like, that's kind of the question I've got to ask myself now. Like, do I want to change things here And part of me kind of feels like, yes, I do. But then that is going to involve dropping Fearloss off the bat, which is a bit of a risk. But I think we're going to go with it. I think we're going to bring in Gilvan and play him as the trequartista, Vergara and Mosca up front. Have we just conceded again while I'm watching this? I think we might have done. Okay, we haven't. Panic over. I thought I saw a 3D highlight playing in the background. We're going to go compact. We're going to go with a 4-3-1-2. I feel a bit bad for Fearloss, but, well, you can see how the game's panned out very early on. Yes, it's a reactionary change to change the team with a sub so early on, but I think it was quite apparent that the 4-2-3-1 wasn't going to work for us. And, well, I've already identified they've got out on the right Sharp, who cuts in on his left-hand side. I feel like they're going to be playing with inside forwards, and actually being just a little bit more compact down the middle is probably the way to go. Give them a little bit more space out wide and just try and defend well. Either way, well, Manchester City bring the ball forward. They played through Paulo, who's already got one goal, but he does put it wide this time. And, well, Manchester City, I think it's fair to say, they're bossing this game, but possession isn't night and day, and we are actually starting to fight a little bit more into this game. We're growing into it. Graphite on a booking is a little bit of a worry, as is Ramadan Mustafa and Bouchard's conditions. But if we can get into half-time at 1-0, not a terrible first half by any means, and we'd probably take it, truth be told. But yeah, we seem to be doing okay, especially since the tactical change. City, they've stopped having quite so many chances. Possession is kind of evened out. And at half-time, it's going to be 1-0. I'm going to tell the players I expect to see more. I think that's going to give us a desired result. It is. There's always a bit of a risk against these really big teams that when you demand more from the players and you're losing, they react negatively. But we've got fired up. Our players are up for this second half. Really, I'm looking at Graphite not to get sent off if he can avoid it. Well, either Graphite, because Graphite at right back is also on a booking. Either one of them to get sent off would be pretty nightmarish for us. Perhaps they're being left a little bit exposed by our free centre mids and their wingers. Those one-on-ones, they feel like they have to commit fouls at times. But you'd have to say, like, Manchester City, they're not having a lot of chances. For all the quality they have, they are not kind of slaughtering us this game. That said, it's been a pretty disappointing performance thus far by a few of our players. Vergara's not had a great game. Mosca's not had a great game. I'm going to make a change. It might seem a little bit controversial, perhaps, to take off Vergara for Helic rather than taking off Mosca, who's not quite as performing as well. But I feel like having a more recognised striker in Helic is probably going to help us. And he's quite good in the air as well. And that might just give us an out ball to try and pump the ball up to. But, well, with 20 minutes left, 1-0... I don't want to say I'd necessarily take it, but it'd be a pleasing performance. It would give us a chance. Of course, if we can fight back a goal, that's great. If we concede now 2 away goals, I mean, I don't want to say mission impossible time, but it would be very difficult for us. And they are bringing the ball forward here. Essel, the Austrian winger, breaks through, gets the goal. We've now used all our subs. And, well, these are the cards that we have at our disposal. This is what we can do. We're going to go more attacking. We're going to try and go for it here. And, well, we kind of have to, don't we? It's a bit of a risk. It's a bold move. Let's see if it works out for us. This is the team I'm going to go with. A little bit of an unorthodox formation, I think it's fair to say. But I'm hoping it can work some wonders. It's going to be something a little bit isometric, hopefully playing in the gaps of Manchester City. But with 9 minutes left, 2-0 down, we probably need a goal, really, if we want to have a chance. It's going to be very difficult. And, well, we will have a set piece here. Mosca to Helic. Gilvan the sub. Can he get the ball in? He can. Mora shoots. Mora scores. It's 2-1. Carlos Andres Mora. He's got rid of his beautiful dreadlocks again in favour of this weird shaven hairstyle. I prefer him with long hair. Either way, he's got the goal for us. He takes it down and then has a shot. And, well, Cam, the goalkeeper we identified perhaps as a bit of a weak link in this City side, probably should be doing better there. We really haven't done enough to test him in this game, but it's 2-1 now. Part of me wants to go more defensive. We've got that goal that we were kind of looking for, but at the same time, JJ's going to get sent off. God damn it, JJ. God damn it, man. We've got 7 minutes. Now we do go more defensive. Now we do, I don't want to say park the bus, but we certainly, well, we put the handbrake on. We put the handbrake on. We're stopping at the traffic lights. Let's see what we can do here. It's an odd situation to be in this one, but we've got to see what we can do. I think this is the shape we're going to go with. Trying to really play as defensive as possible for the most part. Drop deep. We've not got long left in this game. If we can just kind of, I don't want to say sit back, but we do need to just play a little bit more conservative. We're going to look to exploit the middle and just pump the ball route one, kind of punt some stuff up to Helic. Hopefully he can win some headers. But, well, with 7 minutes left, our main kind of, I guess, aim now has really just got to be to defend well. And we've got a set piece to deal with here, and we've not dealt with it. Duda with the goal. Duda with his 11th goal of the year. Decent return for him. I don't think he started for them. If he did, it was as a centre mid because I don't recognise his name. Ball comes in near post, and well, when you're down a man, it's excusable perhaps to concede from open play, but really on a set piece like that, giving a player a free header at the near post, you only have yourself to blame. And unfortunately for us, it's going to see us go 3-1 down, and while Manchester City, you'd have to say deserved winners of this first leg. There's still 40 seconds left, but I'm hoping 3-1 is how it's going to finish. At 3-1, I don't want to say it's impossible. It's certainly mission impossible, but there's a chance, there's some hope. We will need to score 3 away goals, though, to stand any chance of going through. And, well, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to tell you that that is a mighty big ask for us. Of course, that's kind of the gauntlet that we laid for Lyon when we played them previously, and they had some chances. So I'm not feeling completely deflated just yet. Obviously, it was a tough game to go into. Unlucky, perhaps. The players reacted well. We still have a second leg to try and make something magical happen. It will be coming in just a week, I do believe. It is just a week. Hopefully we can get something there. We did have a complete sellout for City. I'm hoping that we can, at least keep some pride going into that second leg game. Odds stacked against us, though. Hopefully you guys will stick around for it. We need a hero. We need a Mission Impossible kind of crazy moment. Hopefully we can get it. It's going to be coming your way in just a second. Okay, guys, so we are back here for the second leg against Manchester City, and I'm sat thinking, how do I want to approach this game? Paul Smith's fit, but part of me wants to go back to the narrow 4-3-1-2. I feel like matching Manchester City like for like in the formation in terms of playing a 4-2-3-1 like this probably isn't going to work for us. I feel like the home pressure perhaps that City are going to endure to kind of go on the attack and try and make something happen is something that we can perhaps thrive off. And as a result, I feel like it's in our interest to kind of mix things up and try and go into this game and, well, just try what you can see in front of you. Kind of just go compact, try and defend well. If we can try and score 3, fantastic. If we don't, we can't really be upset about it. We're playing Manchester City away from home, and we know we need 3 goals. We've got to go on the attack. We've got to try and make something happen. And, well, that's what we're going to try, I think, and do here. Anyway, this is the team we're going to go with. I've done a few minor changes to squad roles. But I think this team is the team that gives us the best chance of winning. Helik and Mosca up front. Part of me wants to play Paul Smith as a striker. Unfortunately, he's just not learnt that role. His various injuries have meant that he's not been in training learning that role, which is a little bit of a shame. Elsewhere, obviously, we've got Phylos who we can bring on. Debatably, shouldn't really have him there and would be better having someone like Pereira, just so we have an option out on the right side, although we already have Daniel Forster there. So I might put on Castano on the bench. The centre-back. So he's not been a player who's played a lot for us, truth be told, but I think he could be a useful player for us to have today. We are kind of lacking a centre-mid option on the bench. That's mainly down to the fact JJ's out. We have got Lamas, I guess, who can come in at centre-mid. And we have got options to, maybe bring on a striker, but I don't know. With JJ's suspension and perhaps a little bit of a lack of centre-mids to play such a centre-mid heavy kind of formation, I think this is the team that we're going to go with. It has some pretty strong players on the bench. I'm hoping that we can just give Man City a good game here, not really going in with any real expectations. Let's proceed to the match. Let's see how we get on. It's going to be tricky. You can see we're playing that narrow system. They look like they're going to line up exactly how they did before. And I do feel like this formation was a fairly good match for them last game. And I feel like in this game, City at home, they're going to want to win it on the night, even though they really don't need to. I'm going to tell the players to try and avenge what happened against City, of course. It's going to be very difficult to avenge it. We need 3 goals as a minimum. 3 goals would see us go through. We can't afford really to concede more than 2. Otherwise, we need 4. And 4 is just unlikely to happen. Let's see what we can do, though. Mosca almost threaded through after 17 seconds. That would have been the dream start. Vergara slightly overhit the pass ultimately. In terms of squad fitness, we're looking fairly good. Mora and Gilvan in midfield, just perhaps a little bit tired, but I mean, it's kind of to be expected. Mustafa getting an early booking is less than ideal. Let's see if Helik can win the ball there. He does, although he can't quite get control of the ball. And now, well, it's going back to Marcio. And, well, City on their home turf, they are going to want to try and stomp us into the ground. And our job, really, as much as I've set up to kind of try and score 3 if we can, has got to be to just keep this as respectable. And if we can get a result on the night, be it a draw, be it a win, that would probably be good enough for me. Although a little bit young, questionable clearance leaves us in some trouble. Greenwood with the effort, saved away, though, in the end. Young did well to recover there. His kick out, he really should have just kicked it out for a throw-in. He didn't. gave it straight to their right midfielder, and, well, we've got a little bit lucky, and, well, we might be on the break here. Vergara dinks in Mosca. Fantastic tackle by Cesar Augusto, although Bouchard's still out wide. Going to be a corner, but, well, disappointing there. Hopefully we can make something of this, although I don't feel like this is a highlight. Although, maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like the highlight was at the other end. Mosca dribbles inside. Gilvan. Bouchard, it's a terrible touch. Milton intercepts, and now, well, Man City on the attack. It's end-to-end stuff here. We do not want to be caught on the break, not from a set-piece. Sharp, Frigier, the Frenchman, what a tackle that is. And he breaks down the play well there. Looking at the stats, City as dominant as you'd expect, but, I mean, we've been in games like this before, and we've seemed to grind out results from nowhere. This would be perhaps the greatest result of them all, and, well, Greenwood hits the woodwork there. That's a warning shot at our goal. And while City now to whipping the ball, Milton, we've already highlighted him. He is an absolutely insane player. Do not give him space in the box. We do get the ball away there. And, well, we live to fight another day. You'd have to say, statistically, City in control. They're dominating the play, and with 20 minutes gone, maybe the barrage is going to continue. Although we do have a 3v or 4v2 at the back, and Mosca threaded through. Can he bury it? We need to take chances like that. And we haven't. Mosca hits the side netting. Took it too wide, you feel, the striker. Had a little bit of time to perhaps cut inside and give himself the best angle possible for the shot. Ultimately, though, his dribbling just let him down a little bit. That 11 dribbling, it is a weakness of Mosca's. It is what we're training him in specifically, but it has let him down there. And, well, we managed to get the ball away for a corner. City with another really good chance. And they have edged possession here, 57% to 43%. But you'd have to say, given our style of play, given how we're approaching this game with a very direct, compact style, we've done okay so far. We're going toe-to-toe with City, at least at the moment. They're dominating in a lot of those departments, but they have not landed that knockout blow just yet, although that blow may have just been landed. Tortora with the goal, his 10th of the season. It doesn't really change the complexion of the game too much. We needed 3 goals no matter what. 3 goals in this situation and still see the game go to extra time. Unfortunately, you know, if we'd won 3-0, we go through, no questions asked, 4-3 on aggregate. That is not going to happen here. We are now playing for, at best, really, extra time, unless, oh my gosh, he scored a bicycle. Oh, right. If you didn't see it, I do have to show this again. I mean, I said they hadn't landed the knockout blow. I mean, maybe I spoke too soon, because that's an outrageous goal, an overhead kick. Oh dear. One of those games. That's an incredible goal. He's only got 10 for the season. I cannot believe that. I mean, we need 3. We knew we needed 3 though, so it doesn't change a lot, as I said. But at half-time, I mean, what do I tell the players here? It's one of those Istanbul moments. What did Rafa do on that fateful night? What did Klopp do against Dortmund? I'm going to tell the players that they were awful. I'm pretty sure that's not what Rafa said on the night, but it's what we're going to go with here. Part of me wants to just stretch them wide now and just see if we can get some luck that way. And I don't think that is actually the route I'm going to take in this game. I'm going to make a double change at half-time, or just after, rather. I am going to bring in Smith, and I'm also going to bring in Forster. And we're going to go with some pacey players out wide. We're going to play them, I think, as inside forwards on attack, and we are just going to... We're going to try and make something magical happen here. In truth, we need some luck. We need stuff to go our way. We've got to play more attacking. Let's just see what we can do here. Yeah, 1-0 down, 3 goals needed. An early goal gives us hope, but you'd have to say, from what we've seen in the first half, you know, to not have a shot on target, I mean, it gives you little reason to have hope so far in this game. Going to do a little bit of a roll of the dice with a tactical change. I can't see it being a game changer, in all honesty. I feel like Football Manager, and just football in general, when you're a manager, you basically get given a set of puzzles. And each puzzle has a different power, and it's about you organising the puzzle in the best possible way to try and make something happen. And the issue we've got here is City's puzzle, their parts are a lot stronger as a whole, what they've got to choose from. We have to basically come up with the best system we can to counter their puzzle. Doesn't that make sense? I hope that made sense in an analogy. Basically, a team is the sum of their parts, and our parts are not so great as City, so we've just got to make it as efficient as possible. We did get a goal there while I was rambling about puzzles. It's now 1-1. Vergara with the first shot on target for us in the first goal. We do have to remember that we do need to tighten up at the back because, well, you can see the stats. City, 16 shots. They've been on top, it's fair to say, and they might get a chance here. Greenwood goes round Young. That's the killer blow. It's now 5-2. We'd need 4 goals to go through it. It's not going to happen. Half an hour left, and it's a head-in-hands moment, really, because we've gone from fighting fairly well just to get that initial goal, to finding ourselves back with an even bigger task left to do. Greenwood with the finish, a good composed finish by the Englishman. And unfortunately for us, for the second year in a row, and perhaps it's a little bit premature to say, but I can say it, I feel, with some confidence, we are going to be getting knocked out in the quarterfinals. It's 2-1 at the moment. If we could try and get a result on the night, albeit a draw, that would be pretty good. That would give me some confidence, the fact we can do it away against City. Graphite whips it in. Smith finishes it. I mean, can I get my hopes up with 3 goals needed from the last 20? Probably not, but I'm going to. I'm also going to make some tactical changes here. We have to, don't we? We need to kind of make stuff happen. We're going to clear the ball to the flanks and hit early crosses. And we've got to just... We've got to up the tempo. We've got to close down more. We've got to work for this game now. We're going to have to whip low crosses as well, I think, to really make something happen here. Let's see what we can do. There's not a lot of time left in this game. I've got to commit men forward to the attack, haven't I? And just see if they can make something magical happen for us. It's one of those nights. This is what we're going to go with. We've got to go a lot more attacking, I feel, because, well, we need 3 goals still. We're going to be leaving ourselves exposed. It's a last roll of the dice, this, with 10 minutes left. It's not going to happen. I said it wasn't going to happen earlier. I don't know why I even began to build up some hope inside. Vergara picking up an injury. We'll just take him off for Lamas. No point in keeping him on here, because 3 goals is looking far from possible, and, well, City might even have a chance here. Nice header by Graphite. Now Smith, if he can get the ball up to Moscow, there's a chance we could win it on the night. It's still 2-2 at this point. That would not be a bad performance, all things considering, although, well, I thought it was going to be 3-2 there. Young makes a good save for us, unfortunately. I want to be like, he hasn't made enough good saves for us in this kind of tie, ultimately. He's not really been helped by his defenders. City really exerted their dominance, and overall kind of difference in class has kind of been exaggerated, although we might have a chance. Forster, back post. It was blocked. I thought that was a shot that had just gone out very tamely there. We did get to give him the benefit of the doubt. The cross in to the back post, cleared away. Can we get 3-2? That's the dream right now. Mustafa, the Egyptian. Options on ahead. Glaze it off to Bouchard, who tries to cut inside and gets dispossessed, and that's probably the highlight. There's a minute left. Can we win at the Etihad? Probably not. It's a goal kick. 40 seconds. Why am I getting my hopes up? I'll tell you what. As disappointing as this is, to draw 2-2 away from home is not a bad performance. And to be honest, if this was the first leg result and we were playing away in the first leg, I'd be a very happy bunny off the back of this. Unfortunately, given the circumstances we found ourselves in, 2 goals was never going to be enough for us. So it kind of just feels like we were never, ever really in with a shout of progressing. That said, quarterfinals again is nice. We might have a chance here. Smith can't get the ball through to him. Thought he was about to have a late chance to make it 3-2. Unfortunately, not to be. Unfortunate on the night. Going to tell the players they played well. They didn't like that at all. Yeah, disappointing. We fall at the quarterfinal hurdle yet again. That said, just to get this far is a mighty fine achievement. Vergara's going to be out for 2 weeks with that thigh strain. We do get £4 million for reaching that stage in the Champions League. I talked about it last episode, but some of the transfers we made had a slightly negative, effect on the transfer balance. I think it dropped as low as £10 million. It's worth noting now it sits at 16 million. Obviously, that last 4 million that we got, a big contributor towards that. We are also still in the Rock Cup, which if you watched the end of season live com last year, which if you didn't see, I can't recommend it enough. I actually think it was one of the best episodes in this series. The Rock Cup prize money is in the region of £5 million, so that's a really must-win tournament for us as far as money is concerned. And we actually knocked out, as you can see in the quarterfinals, we knocked out Lincoln Gibraltar Lions. We've got Lincoln in the next stage. But I think we have a really good chance of winning that, so that's something to look forward to, perhaps. Either way, I will be back for the end of season live com, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy today's episode, as always. If you did, smash the like button. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. Unfortunate today, but I do feel like progress is still being made. To go and draw away from home against City, as I said, if that had been the first leg, that would have been fantastic. Just a quick look at the coefficients. We're currently sitting 12th, of course. We've got 6.7 for the year. That's actually an improvement on previously. However, we're not going to move up or down the coefficients. In fact, we're going to move down one because Romania... Is it Romania? Yeah, Romania have performed out of their skins. Fair play to them. So that's a little bit of a shame. We will still have an automatic group stage spot next year, but we will be losing it for the following year. In terms of our club coefficient, you can look here, we're 27th, but to reach the quarterfinals is another 24 points. And that's going to see us climb a little bit up the ranks, so maybe 3 or 4 places. So we are going to be edging perhaps into the top 25 in Europe, which is a really good achievement in itself. Anyway, I am rambling on now. As I said earlier, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. I already asked for a like. If you left it, thank you very much. If you didn't, you've got a second chance right now. It is me, Jack. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.